All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 34th Street in Lawrenceville, known as the Strip District. Take a look at this. 2 vintage Hondas. Very cool. This is a new movement. We're seeing a lot of people riding the retro bikes, and take a look, my man, Addison and Dylan, you guys are young guys. How old are you two?
23.
24.
So I got to ask you right off the bat, why the vintage bikes?
They just look a lot cooler than a lot of the newer stuff, and yeah, you get to work on them some yourself, and
Ditto.
yeah,
Straight up ditto.
It's definitely different than everything else that's out there, and not very many people have these bikes, I would say. Out there.
Very cool. Now, Addison, what specific year, make, and model are we looking at here?
This one is a 1975 Honda Scrambler, so it's the 360cc engine.
Excellent. Come on over here. Give me a little walk around the bike. Tell me about it.
Well, I got it from a guy down in Virginia. He used it as a daily driver for almost 10 years, and I got it off of him for really cheap. The only thing on it that's not original are the turn signals on the front and the back, because every time I get on, I kick the back ones because they stick out so far. Other than that, I've had to take the side covers off because, believe it or not, they're worth a lot of money and people try to steal them off your bike, so I keep them in the garage instead of on the bike itself.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just pretty standard Scrambler.
What's the maintenance like?
It's not too bad. The only hard part is oil changes because it has a centrifugal filter instead of a regular oil filter on it. Other than that, it's all pretty standard stuff, I would say.
People pretty amazed when they see this vintage bike roll up and a young guy like you?
Yeah, a lot of people, you get a lot of looks whenever you're riding around, especially downtown and Strip District and South Side with this bike.
Very cool. What's old is new again. Now, Dylan, you got to give me a walk around on yours. What year do we got over here?
Right here we have a 1979 Honda CB 400 Hawk 2.
Beautiful. Nice Rob Muzzy mustache, by the way. You even got the throwback mustache.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, what year, make, and model again?
It is a 79 Honda CB Hawk 2.
Okay. Where'd you get this one at?
You know what? I don't know.
Over by the airport. It
Yes.
was, in Moon Township or whatever.
All the work was done by the original owner. He actually painted that on the tank himself. It's a really nice looking bike.
Yeah, I see yours is a little more custom here than your buddy's, who is going for more of a stock look.
Yeah.
Very cool. What's it like to ride this thing?
It's you know, as smooth as a bike from the 70s can be. It's actually really nice. I like it.
Very cool, guys. They're beautiful. You guys are doing a great job. So final question here is, if, you know, you decided to go to the dealership, get a new bike or this, what was it about these old bikes that said, you know what, I'm not getting a new bike?
Well, I think you can't replicate the vintage look of an actual vintage bike. I know a lot of bike manufacturers are trying to replicate that now that they see vintages in.
We're seeing it,
They're like,
yeah.
We're gonna create vintage looking bikes, but it just doesn't, you know, compare to an actual vintage bike.
No, you're right, vintage is cool. The Honda Monkey's coming back. Kawasaki Z900 RS replicates the Z1, but you guys are right. You got the true vintage bikes. How would you answer that question?
I would say you're not really, nothing else. No one else that I've ever seen has an old Honda Scrambler or anything like that. Even most of the older bikes, it's old Harleys, old stuff like that, and I don't know a single other person really that has an old Honda Scrambler, and I like to have the only one of that bike around.
Very cool. Well, the bikes are well older than both of you guys. Thank you so much for showing us. You guys ride safe, and old school's cool, right?
Yep.
Keep the old school alive. Check it out, guys. They are having fun on these old Hondas. Did you have one of these bikes? If you had one, let us know, share a story. If you got any tips for these guys, certainly let us know. But they are cool. They are a true piece of history.